Germany sets the tone for how Europe's economy is going to be, no question. They're the fourth largest economy in the world and by far the largest one in Europe. They're the fourth largest manufacturer in the world, but they are one of the most efficient by far, more than America, Japan, or China. If you take all of Germany's manufacturing output and divide it per population, you have $10,000 per person of manufacturing. The US, as big as the economy is, only has 8,000. Japan only has 6,500. China's just said they're at 3,100 and their manufacturing output has been flat. That's a bad sign. They need that number to keep skyrocketing. Here's the thing, look at this chart, it's important. Germany produces 22% of all of Europe's GDP, not just these 10 countries, the whole continent. They only got 15.25% of the population and only 5% of the natural resources. Compare that to Russia. They have over a quarter of the population, half of all the natural resources, but they only contribute 8.7% of the whole continent's GDP. That is because Germany is the most developed economy in Europe. But even still, the German economy is in a ton of trouble right now. German economy is about 4.45 trillion in GDP, but since COVID has been settling, the German economy has been stagnated and in some cases contracting. One economic contraction is bad, but it's not awful. But if you have two consecutive contractions per quarter, then that's a recession. And the German economists are expecting Germany's GDP to contract by the end of this year. Let's hope they're wrong. They did a lot of borrowing during COVID, but their entire debt to GDP ratio is only 63.6%. It's much lower than the United States. And while they printed more money than they usually did during COVID, nowhere near to the scale of the United States. So they're a little safe that way. And they've gotten their inflation a lot more under control than the United States. They're at 1.6%. Too much of a downturn and then we go into deflation territory, and that is the thing that wrecks economies. We don't want that. What's hurting Germany's economy though? For one, there's a lot more competition from China because they are facing a lot of economic trouble, so they are flooding the markets with cheap goods, and it puts German competition at the defensive. And remember, the German economy is 20% run by manufacturing, and well, there's not really a lot of demand for it around the world because of all the economic pessimism, which means less orders coming through, less demand. The war in Russia messed up their supply of energy. They depended on Moscow way too much for the oil and natural gas, and now they're paying the price for it. Then, of course, is the population crisis, which is crushing all of Europe, with Germany to be no exception. But there are some economists who think that Germany may have a healthy recovery next year in 2025. Let's hope they're right. And if the German economy does recover, that will pick up the whole European Union. Let's see. Only time can tell. I'm the Geo Husar, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.